Sure. If you have any questions, we are here.
Thanks.
The other one?
The other one? This one?
We have just put on YouTube the video demonstration for installation and deployment of a client, hippopotamus management. They are just putting on YouTube to make our colleagues.
Just a question. So when you schedule the reboot or a wake up or a shutdown for the machine, you start an Ansible task?
No,
Not really.
wake up was wake online.
Okay.
Okay.
Which has to be enabled on the.
And then for the reboot?
For the reboot is SSH machine.
Okay. SSH machine.
Why did I get Ansible task?
Yeah.
No, it's,
Okay.
yeah, you know. No, thank you. It was a task we thought of just when we were on the first lab. So we thought, okay, Epoptus can do that. So in Epoptus you can wake up and power off each single machine of the lab. But we said, oh, okay, but we need a method to wake them up when we are connected to the server, because they always shut down each machine when they go off the lab. So you need a method to remotely access to the machine. So you wake up remotely and you operate on the machine.
I know that our colleague some years ago wrote a proxy about the wake up. So you can have this kind of proxy on the exposed onto the internet, and it keeps the packet from the internet and forward to the internal network and wake up internet PC.
Yeah, that's always a solution. This one is simpler though.
Yeah.
This one is more simple. Okay, other questions? Yep.
In general, from a political or commercial point of view, how are you moving in bringing it to all the schools? Or
This project born like a joke, like a parent that comes to Bitilug and tell me why I have to install 5 different PC on different hardware on my Saturday morning. He spent before this project, he works free for free in the school of his son about 12 Saturday morning to rebuild all laboratories and all PC. So it comes like a joke because Paolo tell me, you are technical IT, more Emiliano and Pastor than me. I'm not a developer, only a sysadmin.
But you are also technical, so.
Yes, thank you for the not statement. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, we are starting to the project like a joke, like a new way to renew interest to improve community inside Bitilug. One of our colleagues, Pasco, was an old colleagues of Bitilug. He lives it about 5 years. When he discovered the new project, Legal School, he comes again. So, commercial, we have no support for the moment. We speak clearly with the school. You have to put your energy, put your attention, and we do IT at the desk only with the best effort solution. But usually the main type of the school now have a great solution because we make IT assistant twice per week.
We are not clearly a business partner of the school. The schools have the solution for free as a technical consultancy for free, but we cannot do that on a living also after our work. So that's fine. We are doing that. We are doing support on best effort, and we say your school, if you want to have professional support, we can list to you a list of company that does that, and it's your completely decision to make a contract with them.
But from a political point of view, you should go to some institutions.
Yeah. It's not so simple. Yeah, I understood what you think.
No, I mean, we need to do that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a political effort we have to do.
Yeah.
In the sense that politicians, and especially on schools,
Yeah.
should, how can I say, oblige them.
Yeah, just a little note on what he's saying right now. In Italia, there is a law that imposes to use open source software on proprietary solution.
Rather than we in Austria.
Yeah, but the main issue is that there's no control and there's no punishment, there's no penalty on that. So, okay, we should use open software, but we are fine with Microsoft Office. So we are going to buy
Also,
Microsoft
they're
Office.
forcing children to use proprietary formats
Yeah.
at school.
That's a completely another topic, but we can go on for hours.
Yeah.
I do think, okay, there's another question.
Sorry. I read some use cases, especially in the Bolzan area.
Yeah, the FOSS project. Yeah.
That failed literally because at the very end the user is not going to use LibreOffice. For example.
No.
In the sense that
There are two parts. The main problem was the FOSS project comes with building technician work, and also the teacher works inside the FOSS project was paid by the school. So after the fund gives out, the project goes down about 4-6 years.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Now with a new political decision, they came found some to pay some technical problems and
And the code has been open sourced right now.
yeah,
That's
and
the
now
main
they publish all
All the
powered
code.
on Chile.
Yeah. The problem is twofold, or at least it's much more complex than what we are seeing. First and main reason, the Alto Adige area has two different school managements. There's the German language school management, and there's the Italian and Latin school management. Well, there are three of them. Yeah. So the FOSS project was done by the Italian part, okay, and it was going to an underfunding, as you said. So that's the main issue why he failed. And the German part obviously doesn't see very well Italians. Let's put it plainly. So Italians are simply okay. It's not fine your work. That's not a good work. I doubt it. I prefer Microsoft Office. I prefer Mac. I prefer something else. So that's the main reason. But the FOSS project is about 10 years old. So it is really an old project. They are trying to reboot that right now, and they're going to be a good solution. Though it's ready. It's ready. It is all ready, and it's a shame that they didn't use that. That's it.
I mean that the focus should be also on our side. I mean, we as open source advocates,
Yeah.
we should also think about the final user that is used to, especially teachers which are probably very low-tech persons.
Yeah.
I mean, and very used to use Windows, Microsoft Word. Okay, so it's also something that we should take into account.
That's why we have all the trainings we have done, because they are different systems. It's not too
Yeah,
difficult.
but I'm not talking about the server side, which is
No.
which is very
In the-
totally good. is on the client side. So giving some possibility also to use software they are accustomed to. And then starting with the open source only by leaders.
They are already using open source software for didactics. They use GeoGebra, they use LibreOffice, they already use much more of what they found on the clients. The more difficult task for them is to customize themselves to Linux. That's the final point. That's the final point.
And that's why we spend 8, 12, 24 hours with teacher in the first phase.
This is my question. How much time did
You can have the question.
It's fair. How much time did you need to implement the web interface and knowledge and learning and whatever? How many people?
So
The project was now 5 people.
Was about 20 people at the start, now is 5 people, yeah. Something like that. But anyway.
I'm right interested in the web interface.
Yeah, the web interface, the first one I showed you, the one in which you can find selected packages, the network package manager, was quite a rip-off. Enrico, which did it, probably takes one of the already present web page and changed something, probably about 2 or 3 hours of work, something like that, not more. It took us about 5 months to have the results because of Enrico, but that's another question. No, probably about 2 or 3 hours to get the job done. The other interface was much more complex because of the table layout and actions to do that, and Paolo sweared a lot. Yeah.
This is just a personal consideration. I'm a Nethserver user, and in the past I take a look for some architecture for the school, like the one our developer took this solution. Okay. And at the moment, what I have seen, this is ready for become commercial project. The feeling good. I hope.
It can be done. It can be done.
No, just a feedback for. I'm an IT user and I use Nethserver for the part of deployment network in a business company.
The main problem of a commercial version was training.
Perfect. It probably could be the plus like other solution. I have seen in the school of my daughter that there are projects that come in the main board of the institute with the cost of license and the cost of support. In this case, like Nethserver for Nethesis, it could be an offer that give the right cost for the training and the right cost for the part of license that could growing, I feel. The problem could be that if it stay in this proposal, it could be feel like something like
of course. We have an IT management society. We are also partner of Nethesis for the commercial one part. We have many problems to apply the commercial part because in Italy they view open source like a non-professional solution at the moment, also in the school. Why I have to take up open source solution when we are able to management Windows, because Windows Server I use it when I was young, and now when I have 15 years old, we have to use also Windows. No, the main problem was the delivery change to the user, because this solution put on the client Linux. So they have to decide to switch operating system. This is the main problem for commercial solution, but also for ideological solution. Because technically we have no problem to support commercial with. Was the same problem we found in the community user, we can find it in commercial user. We can solve in the community one, so in business time paid we can solve the solution.
There are also a phase 0 in the implementation phase of the solution, which is I have to speak with the school manager. I have to make it very clear what we are going to do on the lab. We are probably going to involve teachers, because they have to be convinced that it is a good way to work, a good way to share knowledge, a good way to have new software and make improvements to their didactics. That's the main point. Once you have convinced all the actors that it is going to work, then you are going to deploy all the stuff and it works. It finally works.
All the clients must be.
I put with PXE installation and there's no other operating system. You have no godlike lips.
Just not so putting putting the commercial opinions aside, I think that it could be widely adopted as an open model by other project organization, whatever. Yesterday I talked with so many company or organization or users or whatever that can be interested in install that, or not selling but using.
Yeah.
And maybe
the strange thing is in Italy is that I'm not talking for Emiliano, which is here, but that's just a coincidence. That's not okay. But what we have done some a review of the LOG projects on the school on Italy, and each LOG has its own way to see the problem, and that's the main point. There's no shared knowledge of the problem. There's different probably problems to solve, and that's why it's very difficult to have a single working solution for all the schools.
yeah, but this is your work, so you can share it and people can choose if adopt it or not.
Yeah, but we forget to put inside the presentation 5 schools of Milan that adopt this solution. We obviously goes to some Milano look and call him to have a territory presence. The problem was they implement with us the project and then disappear. No contribution, no email, no one line code.
This is the problem.
This is the main problem of the loop.
Final question?
Okay. Well,
I had a
as Nancy said, discussion
I had a question for Filippo.
There is no Filippo.
There is no Filippo.
You will carry
As I can see, the same license is GPL3 for legal school and obviously for Nethserver. So I'm talking to our community manager here. Why specifically GPL license?
Because me was GPL.
okay.
And
Okay.
because Nethserver was GPL.
Inheritance.
Yes. And the net guy was written by scratch, but we are good with GPL.
Okay. Why not lesser GPL or MIT?
MIT, I think there is too much freedom for company, not for company, because a company can take the work and sell it without
I totally understand.
even naming you, okay?
Yeah. No.
But lesson GPL, I'm not. I really don't know the difference between lesson GPL.
Lesser GPL is the same as MIT or BSD.
Okay. So no.
So
For me,
example, Penfavo was GPL and later moved to less GPL.